This is a HeadGum podcast.
Can I just say?
Please.
Yeah.
If you want pictures of your feet and you're happy getting all this money and this weed, why not just do it?
I don't hate it.
I agree.
I mean, you don't have to see the guy. You don't have to talk to the guy. You've seen him twice.
Also, what you should do right before I let you go, one day when he's just sitting on the couch watching the game, sit on his face. All right, that's my time.
Thank you so much
Thanks
for calling.
a lot, Emily. Sorry about the end.
We are
Back.
We're back, Gareth. We
Jake.
got a fun one. We got old friends coming back on this episode.
Yes. Always a pleasure.
Yes. What we're doing on this one is when we recorded with the great Lamorne Morris. You know,
Friend
him
of the
from
show. Rest in power, as you always say.
Rest in power. We know him from a bunch of stuff, but mostly the Lamorne After podcast.
Yes. His hit podcast.
His hit podcast. We also, when we did with him, we had an extra one when we were figuring out how to do these. We recorded with 3 with him. And we also have a great one from Rachel Bilson and Olivia
Allen. Broad Ideas podcast.
And so we're pairing those two up, and we're going to throw a new call in, but this will be a fun new episode with 2 old great callers.
Yep. It's exciting.
Yeah. What do you think of those calls, Garth?
Well, I like them. I definitely think in the one with, well, first of all, like you said, Lamorne's always gold. And
Sure.
with Rachel and Olivia, a problem that I feel like is fairly relatable. I have female friends who often talk about the world of this call. And it is one of these really weird loopholes, but
Yes.
also still feels kind of icky. But it's
There's the we're talking about, and we're going to enter it on the call, but the world of OnlyFans. And I will say the idea of OnlyFans, I had said I have a story, but I'm going to transition here, Garth, man, to just the world of OnlyFans, because it's a wild world. You got
Yes.
people making hundreds of thousands of
Yes.
dollars monthly.
Yes. No, it is this strange new world. It's
not bad.
It's not bad. And they also have broken into comedy, too. They
Yes.
do roasts and things like
They do
that.
the whole
and-
thing.
Yeah.
I got a question for real now, no bit.
Okay.
What would you be willing on an OnlyFans to show if you had, it was real money?
Give me the number.
Garth
me
girls
the number.
fill up, you're making $250,000 a month.
Oh, my God.
Fine. Let's say 200 a month.
You're-
200K a month.
You're getting a lot
I
for
know.
200K a month. I mean, honestly.
Are we seeing
Are
full
we-
frontal?
Are
Full
we
frontal?
talking? Let me ask you one more question before I say yes, because I think you are. Are we saying, to use one of our favorite
Yeah.
Shark Tank terms, in perpetuity? Is this going to be going on
yes.
forever? Because to some extent, I feel like I'm kind of, that's kind of it. Once I'm doing
So
full
you
frontal.
think if you show full frontal, everyone's gonna drop off?
Well, no.
Hold on, Garth.
No.
Garth, what
that's
you
not
just
I'm saying.
said, Garth, you said
No.
if you went full frontal,
No.
they're not. This is a monthly service.
I'm
You're saying if you showed
I'm
that
asking,
little nub,
is
you
it
would have
digging-
about 9
Is it digging the
people.
pod? Is it hurting the road numbers?
No,
That's
no,
what I'm-
no.
Then I see no problem doing full frontal. I'll definitely be making sure things are presentable. I'm
Sure,
not going to
of
be
course.
giving
You can pick the angles. You
Yeah,
pick
I'm
your
not
own
going to be
photos.
hopping out of the cold plunge, but I
And
will definitely be lighting in my ways, and
And
you'll
in
see it
terms
all.
of, in terms of OnlyFans, every model has their own style. How could we describe your style, Garth?
Uncomfortable, but into money.
But what's like the cute look? Is it a fireman? I know in the baby boy.
Well,
what
I
are we
think
selling,
I'm offered
Garfy?
a rare opportunity where I could say anything was comedy. My fear, obviously, is, Jake, you get into the OnlyFans and you're going to be merciless if you see him in the fireman outfit. But I still think I
whatever
could do
you
it.
charge. If you charge $200,000 for one person, I'm your $200,000. For
I mean,
photos.
it is going to be whack-a-mole trying to keep you out. I will hire a person to be like, look, Jake is going to come up with a bunch of sock puppets. Keep him out of here.
My dream, after going off of what you just said, was that one of our extended friends starts a male.
Oh,
And a guy who's not a hunk starts
I
an
know.
OnlyFans.
I know who we're thinking.
Steve.
Yep.
Steve Berg.
Yep.
If Steve Berg started an OnlyFans,
Yes.
you can find Steve Berg on the High Strangeness podcast.
Oh.
And while you're listening to High Strangers, imagine him. Oh, what was our bet, Garth? That we
What?
never did with him.
Oh,
You
God.
remember this. I don't remember what the thing was, but he lost and he was supposed to.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, first of all, there's a few.
Yes.
We'll call them
But
hanging
you know the
chads.
one I'm talking about.
The best one, and again, this is where Jake has a skill set that has never really been. We've never been really able to get any money out of this skill set.
No.
It's just kind of your business acumen. But you came up with this. Basically, we got him to bet on a playoff game that had already happened.
All right.
So you realized that he didn't know the game had happened,
Right.
and
he
then
picked me up. He was very stoned, and he said the Broncos are going to kill the Raiders, and the game had happened at 10 o'clock.
It was. I honestly think it was Texans Bengals.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
He
Yes,
texted me,
yes.
and he goes, "Jake's trying to get me to bet on Houston. Do you think they have a shot?" And like Houston had already
It
won.
was a 10 o'clock game.
Yeah, and so I go, "Oh, dude, Bengals got this," and he's like, "Thank you, my man."
Okay. Yeah.
And then-
Because he picked me up, and we went to Derek Waters' house together, and watched it side by side. And I was filming him and sending it to you, because they would have the score underneath the game of the game we had bet on, and
then-
he'd be staring at the screen.
And then
not
we
say
were
anything.
just waiting for the shoe to drop.
Yes. But
And
the
then-
bet was
The bet was that the loser, Steve,
Yes.
decided before the bet even happened, because the game had already happened, had to take a Zumba class
yes.
with a puka shelled necklace.
And there was another bet that I had with him that I think was that same one, but it might have been another one. And again, we didn't make him do that, but the loser had to do a photo shoot
Yes,
where
we
they
had to do
tried to
glamour
look
shots.
as sexy as they could, but not funny sexy.
No, serious.
The way that you think you look your hottest,
yes.
you have to take that, and that the other guys get those photos. And that's what OnlyFans would really be a blessing, because you're not doing OnlyFans to be funny. You're doing OnlyFans to turn people on.
I am going to say to my guy friends, I'm doing it to be funny. And
Yes,
to
of
the
course.
female or the male listeners who support me, that I am dead serious and that I really take this account seriously.
With that in mind, everybody, enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing really great. Hey, thank you for listening to this podcast, by the way.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, I've been listening since the beginning. It's like my favorite.
Well, then I got good news for you, because you've got another podcast you can listen to today that's also at the beginning. Do you want to know what it's called?
Yeah.
The Lamorne After.
That's right.
Okay, say more.
I'm going to say Lamorne more.
Yeah, good. Lamore.
It is
Lamorne.
Lamorne Morris's new
Okay.
podcast.
That's where I thought we were going.
Now tell me right now, does that get you a little excited, a lot excited? Where you at?
Super excited.
Lamorne Morris is here.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a test.
And you passed it. And
Did
guess
I
what? If
pass
you
it?
failed it,
Did
it
I?
would have been really funny for us.
Yes, it would have made good headlines.
That'd have been great.
So we
Bad
were in a
for me.
win-win, but you are very excited. Lamorne, what's the podcast about?
The podcast is about life. It's
Ooh.
about culture.
Ooh.
Sometimes we dip into sex and race.
Uh-oh.
But most importantly, we just get to know the guest.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
Jake Johnson.
Am I going to be on this episode?
This is the episode you're going to be on.
So
Whoa.
after you listen to this, jump over to the Lamorne After,
Mhm.
and we are going to continue
Continue that conversation
the
with.
Nick and Winnie dance.
That's right. We do a little dance.
We do a little dance.
And we're going to talk a lot about your first sexual experiences, Jake.
Oh, great.
You know, even when you were a kid,
Oh,
what
yeah.
you were doing.
Like when I was a kid,
when
and
you
it
was a
wasn't.
kid, and the
and it
neighbor
happened.
showed up.
Oh, wow.
Dr. Watson, what's up? So can we get a shout out to Dr. W? Thank you for everything you taught me, my man.
That's awesome.
And can we get your name caller, please?
My name is Emily.
Emily. And
I am,
you know it. Go ahead.
yeah, I know. I am 40 and
Yeah.
I am in Arizona.
Nice.
Emily, Arizona, 40. Lamorne Morris, Gareth Reynolds, Jake Johnson. What's the problem? Oh, Lamorne After Podcast.
Nice.
That's right.
And link in bio to the shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing the very sexy, revealing hoodie with
Uh,
a beautiful man's face
When
on
I
it.
do your podcast,
Mhm.
I would like one to leave, and I'll rock that.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
No, I'll give you one.
I'll rock it.
You look good.
Huh?
Medium.
What size do you think I would wear?
Uh-oh. Listen, this is dangerous.
What size?
Thick.
And are you, Lamorne is very skinny. Tell us why, you bragger.
Listen, I'm playing Gareth Morris in the new SNL 1975 movie. It's not a big deal, but the whole world's talking about
And
it.
who's directing it?
Jason Reitman's directing it. It's a crazy cast. You go look it up on Deadline. That's not important, but
What is important is he texts everyone from New Girl and he'll say like, I'm the winner. Y'all are the duds. Everybody forgot about your ass. I'm out here with Jason Reitman. What are you doing? Podcasting in a basement, you dork?
You don't know my tone when I text those words.
How do you say it?
I go, what's up, y'all, bitch ass motherfuckers?
You're a clown.
Oh, clown.
I win, you lose. You underestimated me. You talked down to me. Emily, what's the problem?
She left.
Yeah.
Emily, good run, by the way. That was awesome.
Yeah, Emily, where are you at?
I feel like I'm contributing so much.
You go ahead and jump in. What's going on?
Okay.
What can we help you with?
All right, let me tell you my problem. Okay.
Okay.
So I have been with my husband for like almost 20-ish years.
Okay.
And up until probably, I don't know, maybe the beginning of COVID time, 4 or 5 years ago, our sex life has been like real vanilla. Like
Ooh.
not bad.
Oh, for
at
the
all.
first 18 years, it was vanilla is what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Well, the first, like 15 years.
Why'd you
And
marry him?
no complaints.
No complaints, but
Well,
just a
I
little
mean,
plain.
There's a little bit more.
Okay.
There's no complaints, but it just was like
Respect.
nobody's going to write any fanfic about anything we were doing.
Okay.
So then I don't know if I'm like, I don't know, hormones, something weird happened to me.
Sure.
And I'm like,
I would. I'm just let
we
me stop you right
could
there.
be
I'd
doing-
write fan fiction about some vanilla
Took you a
shit.
while
Yeah.
to commit to saying that.
I didn't
Lamorne.
want to put her on the spot or
Right.
interrupt her story, but
But
like
you
some-
like some vanilla bedroom stuff.
yeah, because sometimes
Missionary.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm tired. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't
No,
want to be doing
absolutely.
all that weird. Let me put my leg on the dresser.
No.
Yeah.
And like, bringing other people in the room. I'm not a cuck.
Right.
Okay, is that what you're looking for?
There's not
Hey,
enough.
before we attack her,
Oh, sorry.
let's listen.
Let me finish. Get
You
back
started project, not you finish. Let her finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Let
You're
them
like,
both
what are you
finish.
cut? Let me finish in my pants.
Let's finish at the same time.
Yeah.
I understand.
Let you finish.
well, that's the goal, right?
How about this? Let you finish and then go in the other room and let me take a hot shower and finish.
Oh, jeez.
While I watch my videos.
It seems so sad when you do your guy doing it. It becomes
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I just want you to finish and then let me finish in the closet.
And may
alone.
I also have a finish?
Let me finish while I eat chili. Because I can't finish unless I'm around hot soup. My fetish is food. What would you like to do to me, baby? I'd like you to leave the bedroom so I can finish eating. I'd like you out of here, and I'd like the chili back in. All right, Emily. Vanilla sex,
Okay.
COVID hits, hormones
Yeah.
take over.
Yeah, and like suddenly I kind of want to do everything, right? And that was like not
Explain
the
everything.
way
Yeah.
it was before. Well, I mean, okay, maybe I'm like a 40-year-old teacher, so what is everything? I don't know, but
Well, what is it to you, Emily? We got to get it. We
Like,
gotta
I
get,
was like-
hold on, Emily, we got to get a lay of the land. What's vanilla sex?
Tell
Title.
us slowly.
But what is vanilla sex? You
Uh,
just talking about like missionary a couple times a week?
yeah,
Okay.
not even that. It would be like a couple times every few months.
And
Oh,
no
oh.
dirty talk,
And now-
just like, hey, you want to get in our pajamas?
No.
And then really quick, should we just get this over with
Yeah.
and get back to the show?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get back to the podcast
Exactly.
a little morning after. Let's just do a really quick 3 minutes.
Yeah, you got it. You get it. 100%.
Okay. And
Okay.
then what,
Every
when you
detail.
say everything is different, without going too into the details, what do you mean?
So, like, just want to do it way more often.
Great.
I'm like, let's make a sex tape. Let me send you
Great.
some nudes at work. Like,
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened in my brain because I used to be like a fairly shy human being.
You
Sure.
flipped.
I don't
It's
know.
not what happened in your brain. It's what happened in your
Thank you.
40. Your body starts talking to you.
There you go.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do you get my point?
Well, what's the body saying?
yeah.
With the body? I don't see nothing
Okay.
wrong. My mind's telling me no.
But my body's
telling me yes. That's what's happening. Your
That's-
body is talking.
Yeah. And your body's saying, let's get into it.
Yes. So I have always like had a really secret fantasy about having a threesome,
Hmm.
but I never thought that was like something that would ever be like a reality that I would try to do.
But this
and
was
now
a
I'm like,
threesome, Emily, even back in the day when you're vanillian, in the back of your head, you're thinking, I wouldn't mind another in here.
always wanted to try it.
Fun. Male or
Yeah.
female?
Female.
Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of have like a twofold problem.
Okay.
One, I don't really know how to bring this up to my husband.
Easy. You want to
I
have a
don't-
threesome with a woman? Sure. Problem solved.
Okay. Jack,
Now here's
okay,
way
that was
harder.
better.
Want to have a threesome? And he goes, I'm interested. His name is Gary. That's
That's a problem.
That's a different thing.
That's a big problem.
That guy David who was at the Trader Joe's the other day.
The guy who dropped all those cans of soup.
Or the guy at the gym who's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross. Your work husband?
Yeah. And I
By
want to have
the
a
way-
threesome with my work husband, but I don't want you here.
That's actually
Yeah.
a great pitch, but let's keep going.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one of your problems. How do you bring it up? What's the other one?
Who's the
The
lady?
other one is like, I have no idea the logistics of this. Like,
Yes.
I don't know anyone I'm like willing to have a conversation with.
Ugh.
And then it's like, okay, am I hiring someone? Am I
get
going
where you're
on
at,
an
Emily.
app?
Not high.
Yeah. How do you pull this
What do
off?
I do?
Okay. First of
Yeah.
all, what grade do you teach?
First.
Nice.
What a
Jesus,
turn.
This is just.
This podcast has taught me so much, and that is, you ladies are wild.
Oh, just be
Especially
great.
when Lamorne's here.
That's what happens.
Really?
I bring him out.
You do?
I
Yeah.
believe Emily's
Wow.
call was originally about a surprise party, and then the second she heard it was Lamorne, it became a threesome with
Remember
her
the big
husband.
pause?
Yeah.
And then she was like,
She was
I'm going to get
Something
real.
chemically has just changed.
To
in
you
me.
and me, it's, I want to have a surprise party.
Yeah.
What kind of ice cream should I have? And
Yeah.
I'm going, cookies and cream. And you're saying,
Jake,
peanut butter and
relax.
chocolate.
Peanut butter and chocolate's the route.
Oh, Lamorne's here. Yeah, I'd like to have a three-way.
Yeah.
How do I do
I've been
that?
having vanilla sex for 20 years, and now I want to bring a woman in. Well, congratulations. First of all, congratulations to you
agreed.
on
Yeah.
having this
Well, thank
moment.
you.
And congratulations to your husband, who you think is going to maybe be upset by this, but I don't think will
And
be.
congratulations to the one parent of one of those kids who hears this and goes, I recognize that voice.
Mrs. Shapiro?
Oh my God.
Mrs. Shapiro?
And then at the conference, when you go like, well, I need to tell you, like, Phoenix is doing great.
Yeah.
He's really developed. That dad's going like, and the mom's going like, it might be me, it might be me, it might be me. So
If you see a
brought joy.
pineapple, if you get a pineapple on your doorstep, then you know it's time.
This is
One of
true.
them teachers heard this.
So what would the pineapple do?
It's a
It's a sign.
it's a
like
signal.
a signal that says you're open to like
Bring it.
Really?
Yeah.
a swinger lifestyle.
How do you guys, so giving somebody a pineapple? How about if a weirdo comes over with a live lobster? What's that sign?
Anal.
Is that anal?
No,
Yeah.
Because Lamorne came to my house with a live lobster
What?
while shooting a BMO and goes, I'm so rich, I bring lobster. Am I lying?
you are like I didn't say those
Yeah.
aren't my words.
They were pretty
But
damn
you
close.
did bring a
Those were
live-
Those were pretty close.
did
Can
bring
I
a
break
live-
that down really? I did.
Yes.
Please.
I did really quick.
He brought
I
a live lobster to my
we were
house in a
filming-
bag.
And I said, Jake, I haven't been to your house. I'm finally on this
Yeah,
side
yeah.
of town. Hey, I'm shooting a commercial. He said, oh, what are you doing? I was like, I'm shooting for BMO. And he said, oh, you rich? And I was like, no. It's a fair wage. He goes, oh, if you're coming,
Fair. By the way.
he goes, if you're coming by my house, bring lobster.
Oh, I did.
You
I forgot
said
about that part.
He said, bring lobster. So I went to the producers and said, hey, can we have a PA
Wow.
run to the store and buy lobster for me? I said, I don't care what kind. I'm thinking a meal with some lobster
Say,
in it.
lobster
just so I can
rolls.
say I did it as
Yep.
a joke. This poor girl who was vegan and was an animal rights activist, was the PA, brings over a lobster in a bag and looks at me like, I ain't shit.
Yeah.
She was just like, how could you?
Yes.
Here.
And I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do with this?
Yes.
But I brought it to you, and Jake didn't want it. He
Yeah.
thought it was scaring the kids.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't bring that into my house.
he didn't. So I had to go set it free.
Wait,
What'd you
what?
do?
I'm sorry. This problem you should have called into the show.
Yeah.
You brought a lobster to Jake's house, and Jake, you were like, it can't be here.
Well,
Yeah.
we were gonna hang out,
That's the
and then
kind
he
of household
goes.
they keep.
He said, I said, what's in the bag, and then almost you were gonna leave it outside and not tell me, so I just reached in.
Oh my god,
I remember that part.
that is.
And then I opened it and I was like, "The fuck, man! You brought me a live lobster."
Okay, and then Lamorne, when you say set it free, you didn't
Yeah.
go to the ocean.
I went to the YMCA.
Okay,
I
that's
figured-
better. That's what I figured would happen.
And you said, "Gentlemen, you went in the steam room. You
Yeah.
go fight for it."
By the way, this PA's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, just make sure you enjoy every part of it. You were like, I actually threw it in a pool. Jake didn't want it.
Well, I think strategy is everything. I think the next time you guys are doing vanilla sex, just whisper in his ear, I wish I had a little bit of chocolate. And he's going to be like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
and
great.
he's like, there's this woman. Her name is Ebony.
Mm.
And she's over at the gym.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know how spicy you try to get.
Keep going.
Because them gym folks be strong.
Yeah, keep going.
You know, and then you get it, and then it gets him interested. That gets him piqued.
Yes, for
because
sure.
then you while having vanilla sex,
Yeah.
You're
Thinking about Ebony.
that's right. He's
That's
gonna
strong.
be like, ooh, and then he's gonna start to inquire. What did you
Ooh.
mean by
Oh, so you
that?
just started as dirty talk.
dirty talk?
Ooh.
And then he's gonna be like, oh, I wonder if my wife is into the idea
of a threesome.
of a threesome. And now you put it on
Ooh,
him.
This is
because-
interesting.
Because then here's what you do.
Talk to me.
Once he brings up this, once he brings it up, then you could push back a little bit and go,
You're nasty.
what?
And then you could say to him, who would you get?
Yeah. And then let him find the person.
Oh.
And then what would he say
Oh.
What would he say?
if you're Mike?
If I'm Mike?
Yeah, and she brought up Ebony in your ear. Now the next day you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Now you're Mike and you're also Emily. What would happen there?
Oh, I could be like, well, there was this girl at work that I've been fucking, so now I could bring her.
Cut.
Can I make a request, Kevin? Could you just isolate some of Jake's response
Talk to me.
to what Lamorne was saying at some point? Because Jake's kind of like background voice was as creepy as it did sound like a man masturbating behind a fence. Jake just kept going, oh, yeah. All right.
Oh, he was cooking. He was cooking with gas, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Emily, what do you think of the idea of bringing up the idea of a third in the dirty talk of your new sex life?
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That feels natural.
Agreed.
And I like the idea of kind of like passing it on to him. It gets me back to my logistics question. You know what I mean?
But we got to climb one hill before we climb the other.
Got it. Okay. I don't hate that idea at all.
Because bringing it up in terms of something that turns you both on could then start being the game. And then eventually, as you're playing that game, if he doesn't say it, you could say, what do you think about doing this for real?
Mm-hmm.
Do I say that like in the moment, or is it like maybe
no,
the next
you don't
day?
ever get in
This is
logistics in the
after when
moment.
you guys are eating chili.
You're talking about Ebony from the gym, who, as Lamorne likes, can squat about 600 pounds.
600. Easy.
She can bench about 305, 310.
Damn.
Strong
Yeah.
back.
She's got the kind of thighs that would just crush a man.
Crush a walnut
Yeah.
right in between them cheeks.
Yeah. So that's the kind of pop. That's the kind of stuff that Lamorne likes.
I
So
didn't say that. I didn't say that part. I just said that exists in the world.
you've said that via text.
Very close.
Yeah, I sent you photos too, sure, but that doesn't mean that's what I want to
Yeah.
do.
You've
Like,
also said while we were hiking, this hike would be really fun if we did a three-way with a really strong woman. Pop, crack us like walnuts. And I said, I'm really excited. I'd like to talk about the Jason Reitman job. Is there a role in there for Garrett's PA? And you went, pop, crack me up. So now in terms of getting a third, Garth, where are we at?
Here's another option just on, because I do think breaking it into two,
Yes.
you had a pitch on accident that I think is better.
Talk to me.
If you say to your husband, you find the right way and you say, I want to have a threesome. I want to bring another guy in. He'll lose his mind and then you go, I'm kidding. I want it to be a woman.
Yeah.
So that way you kind of
Yeah.
give him the in where he's going to be like worst case scenario into best case
Here's
scenario.
the problem with playing with fire. You
It
might
never
get burned.
burns.
the-
Oh.
Imagine
Imagine the opposite.
you
Oh.
say, I want to bring another guy in.
And he
He's like,
goes,
yes.
David.
Yes.
David.
It's like,
And then he
I
goes,
He's in the
died.
closet masturbating.
yeah.
He always
But-
is when we
but
fuck.
just imagine.
He's always been here.
He's always
And then
been here.
David goes like, hey, how you doing?
Hey,
And then
hey,
Emily,
this
he
is
goes,
awesome.
get out of here.
Emily, leave.
So here's what I don't love
Get
about
out of here. Mike and I have a thing.
Here's what I don't love about that idea. The truth is, Emily, you never know. So don't open up a box in an attic unless you want to know what's in the box in the attic. Because if he goes, you go, what if we had a three-way with a guy? And he goes like this, interesting. And then you went, I'm joking with a girl. And then he would have to go,
Gross.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Grody.
And now it's in the back of your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting about something that you were saying?
Yeah.
Here's what you could do. Let's just, because you even said at the beginning of the call, you don't know if it's a threesome. You don't know what it is. Possibly it could be a threesome. during sex, let's say you bring it up. This could be the game. Let's say it's sexy. The game that you two could have is just mind games while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Ooh, are we going to bring another woman in? And you never actually do. But to you, that has spiced up your vanilla latte.
Exactly.
Now it's a spiced chai.
I like that, man. Turn it into a chai. Now, let me talk to you really fast, Emily, about how we get the third.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's important to go pro.
I like where you're headed.
Because you could say, let's just find a third. And you know what it's going to be? 10 years of looking for a house, but you're not serious about buying.
That's true.
You're going to go, well, I want a pool and I want this, but it's got to be under that. Who the fuck is going to be the third? The principal at your school? Pass.
Yep.
Can't be anybody in your school. You just got a visual of your principal.
I mean, you really got disgusted by your principal.
Unpleasant.
Yeah, that was unpleasant. I hear you.
Emily, I'm ready to bang.
Yeah. Mike just went
for you.
I'm ready.
Check, please. So there's
Come to my office.
the idea of finding a person in your life, problematic.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't want to.
You want to go offsite.
It sounds like you and Mike have a nice thing cooking. It's getting hotter and more fun. The last thing you want to bring into the thing is a third person going like, well, after we had sex, like Mike didn't cuddle. And you go, no. This is just for this night. Am I wrong or am I right, Emily?
No, you're totally right. I mean, like, when I think about it, it's like every ounce of feminism is leaving my body. And I'm like, I want like an alive sex toy. Like, I just want to try it and see what the deal is. I'm not looking for like getting to know somebody.
So what would be, Emily, what would be your ideal third person?
I mean, I don't know how to say that without like, I don't know.
Say it.
Just go.
Somebody, I feel like a gross human being, but you know,
3 men,
somebody like young and hot, like, you know, somebody who looks like they do porn.
What it sounds like, Emily, that you just pitched to us, but you just don't want to say it, is you want a professional.
Yes.
And I think the way you do it for the first time is you go to Nevada, you book this out, you go to a brothel, you do it pro, you have a night together, and you see if you liked it. Gentlemen, I'm getting weird looks.
Well, only because we're both so aroused. No,
I don't know if he is. No, he's fully. I can't see anything. Little nubbed. What are you talking about? I've never been harder. There ain't even a bump in those sweatpants. You're wearing
I actually, oh boy, that's revealing.
Best video ever is the cop who's got that kid pulled over and he's touching his leg and he goes like, he's like, oh yeah, what the hell's this? And the kid goes like, my dick.
And the guy's like, Jesus Christ.
He literally goes like this.
Oh boy.
So what do you think of the idea of going pro?
So I do really like that idea. It feels sort of like I checks all my boxes without like the emotional commitment or anything like that. But my only sort of like question about that is like, is that like seedy? Are they gross?
No.
Is it like
it'll be all tested. If you go to a brothel, it's got to be all tested and above board.
I think first of all, Jake's answer came way too fast for everybody's comfortability. But I think there is I like that pitch because I think he's right. Like, I'm just thinking of ways, like, I know when I used to be on Tinder and I used to see couples fishing for a third. And just the idea of having to do that is so fucking annoying. You're not that far from Nevada. I think if you are going to do it, that's probably the best place to do it. You can vet it. I mean, they have the bunny ranch. They have a shitload of these brothels.
You can do it all above board, and I think you should. Lamorne, what do you got? Close us out.
Honestly, I just think you got to pray on it.
There we go.
I didn't think you were going to go that direction.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
What would you say in the prayers?
Well, because when relationships are complicated, you know what I mean? And when sex becomes, pardon me for saying this, but when it becomes an issue, a bit vanilla, you know, you got to take it to a higher power. And I think in the olden...
what would Jesus do?
What would Jesus do? And, you know, I don't want to be blasphemous here, but I feel like Jesus had washboard abs. He wasn't just sharing that with one person.
Actually, the picture behind is it's actually a very interesting picture of you to even be, you know, because that is like...
Agreed.
That's kind of sex Jesus up there on the wall a little bit.
Listen, I don't want to be blasphemous.
Yeah.
I'm not Jesus.
Right.
I am not God. Please don't, regard me as that.
Yeah,
Right?
stop.
Get it? Don't hold me in that.
You understand how that we could accidentally? Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, don't follow me.
Right.
I know this is an advice show, but I'm not your savior.
Okay, thank you for being.
I have abs, but I am not your savior.
Okay, thank you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's very clear.
But all I'm trying to tell you, Emily, is you got to take that up with somebody else. Every once in a while, you got to ask the Lord, and the Lord will reveal it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be out at a
Turn to
bar
the
one
good
day.
book.
Here's the thing. You're going to be out at a bar one day. There's going to be a lovely young lady. After you ask the Lord's going to reveal that to you. You're going to be open to it. I'm sure there have been 20 times in your life where a woman has probably been hitting on you. You just didn't think so.
That's interesting, actually. There was a lot of weirdness there to get to the ending, and that is...
It was kind of like reading the Bible to get to Revelation.
But in the end there, I would say start the path towards a pro. But once you've started talking about it in Mike's ear and it's become a reality, somebody might pop up.
Okay.
Emily,
Sure.
good luck to you.
I can have an open mind about that.
Yeah.
An open mound?
Yeah.
Boner
Yeah,
time.
yeah, that was definite.
And we're back.
Yeah. Keep us updated.
Yes.
I would start
Okay.
looking online for the website, and on the Morning After show that will be released this same day, we will give another piece of advice at some point.
Yes.
So you have
okay.
to listen, Emily, and everybody listen to this. There's going to be a part B.
Yes. There's definitely a part B
All right.
to this.
Plan B.
I swear to
I hope
sexy Jesus, I will
The
listen.
morning after
Okay,
pill.
so swear to sexy Jesus, and thank you for the call, and good luck. And seems like you're doing
Thank
a lot of
you.
interesting stuff out there.
Yeah, we're really happy, and Mike is going to be happy. Trust
Also,
us.
what you should do
Thank you, guys.
before I let you go,
Mhm.
one day when he's just sitting on the couch watching the game, sit on his face. All right, that's my time.
Thank you so much for
Thanks a lot,
calling.
Emily. Sorry about the end.
Thank you.
Hey, Jake Johnson. Jake the Snake. Good. How are you? We haven't started recording yet. You look good.
Hey, you like this?
What are you doing? Is this from a sponsor? What is this? Is
Like-
it?
This is, yeah.
How did you get clothes?
It's called DUER, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, DUER sent me some really nice pants, a nice shirt.
And I.
Oh, check this out.
Why? Well, Kevin, explain it to
So
me.
let's stand up and see our fits.
Explain it to me.
Hold on, stand up for a second. Check
Kevin,
this out.
explain this to me.
So, DUER sent this to me. I'm choosing to wear this because it's comfortable. Look at the pants.
I was texting, asking for when am I getting my clothes? Our question, Jake.
We have a package of your clothes. Go try them on. What? We got you clothes too. No, go change in the bathroom.
No,
But this is going to be a before and after. Come here, Garth.
this is crazy.
So, DUER, thank you.
Is there
for
even a podcast? Is that why we have to get here early? Is there even another podcast?
We're done for the day. So they sent me these clothes. I curated your look.
What?
So this happened.
is ridiculous.
This happened earlier when we were making more jokes of being dressed the same. It took a little bit of time. The bits have changed.
This is crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see you Garfy girls. Get ready for
Jake,
the
don't
new
do that.
Garfy.
Okay, as we are waiting for Gareth, a.k.a. Garth, which is a nickname he loves, to come back with his change, and we're going to get to see what he looks like in it, which I think is fun. And let me tell you a little bit about DUER. DUER makes stretch performance denim and lifestyle apparel for men and for ladies. I'm wearing it. It is very comfortable. I will be wearing it to probably all my press and this show quite a bit. Upgrade your wardrobe and order your own pair of DUER jeans today. Check out DUER's flagship stores in LA or Denver, or shop online at shopduer.com/GilSentMe. That is shopduer, DUER.com/GilSentMe. And our listeners get 20% off site-wide. So don't wait, get 20% off. Go now to shopduer.com/GilSentMe. And I'm going to be honest, these are very comfortable clothes, and I hope this is a sponsor for a while. And keep sending these pants. We'll keep wearing them. This podcast is sponsored by Squarespace.
Oh yes, Jake. You know it. I mean, we love Jake. We love him. I mean, come on. Listen, whether you're just starting out, you're managing a growing brand, whatever it is, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place on your terms. So
What we did with Squarespace was, and I know we've talked about it, but we had Caitlin, our social media director, build one for Kevin. Was it the curlers? Or no,
Suits
no, no.
and wigs.
no,
Suits
yeah.
and wigs.
Yeah.
So, and then Kevin, you had to help, and you said it was probably the easiest website you've ever built.
It was super smooth. Caitlin did a lot of the heavy lifting, but like a half an hour later, she was like, all right, I'm done. I was like, wow, that was fast.
What is the name of the website we built for that?
Suitsandwigs.squarespace.com. It's so funny. You can still RSVP if you're in LA to
Yes.
this party.
That's
So
happened.
so everybody check that out. That is a website that we have built. And then head to squarespace.com/Gil sent me to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using the code Gil sent me.
That's right.
Hi, welcome to the show. You're on with Jake and Gareth.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Do you have a name we could call you by?
Yes, my name is Lauren.
Lauren. Is that a real name or a fake one?
That's my real name.
Nice.
Cool, I respect it.
Yeah, good work.
By the way, I kind of like more when people use their real names.
I do too.
Yeah.
I don't
Feels
know why.
like-
Do you feel this? You like the realness, Lauren?
I love the realness. I
Right.
want to feel like this is a real person
That's
I could
how
run
I
into
feel.
Yeah.
out in the world.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. And Lauren, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New Jersey.
New
Is
Jersey.
is that really where you are?
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
really where I
Okay.
am.
All right. Just
And what can we do for you today?
Okay, so I've been married to my husband for about 18 years.
Hmm.
And recently he's been like getting obsessed with his sleep health.
I get it.
He actually, well, he calls it his sleep hygiene. Which,
I get it.
gross.
wow.
I've gone through this
Yeah.
phase.
Oof.
So, well,
Because by the
I'm
way,
glad
he's
you said
probably
phase.
got. But Lauren, he's probably in a sleep deficit, and he needs to.
Jake.
Sorry, go ahead, Lauren.
Well, funny you say that about a deficit because he sleeps with like one of those rings now, so like he can track
Oh wow.
exactly
Yeah.
how much he sleeps,
Yeah.
We need-
exactly when he
Depth
wakes
of
up.
sleep.
We need. Should we be calling this guy Albert Einstein? What's his name?
Well, we're gonna give him a fake name,
Sure.
but it's very similar to his real name.
Okay.
His name is Don.
Okay. So his name's Dan.
Hold on.
Yep.
So his name's
Pretty
Dan. Okay.
Wait, Lauren.
Lauren, let me
you
tell
are
you-
hard fun.
Let me walk you through the pseudonym game a little bit. So the point of the pseudonym is to get us far off the trail.
But also not to say I'm going.
I know,
I-
but the
but
thing
also
is, I
his
knew
na-
I would just call him by the
His
right
name's
name at
Doniel.
some point anyway.
Okay. So Lauren from New
So I wanted
Jersey,
it to be close.
her husband is Don. And we might end up just calling
Yes,
him Dan.
Don.
Well, we probably should because that's what his parents called him.
And he has gotten obsessed after 18 years with his sleep health because most likely he listened to Huberman or some other podcast or he saw some
Bingo.
Instagram algorithm where they were like, sleep is
Yeah.
everything. And he was like, sleep is everything.
Which is-
That's literally what happened.
Okay.
It's what's happening to me.
okay, so he's big into the sleep game, which I think could present a number of problems for Don with an A.
Mhm.
And so what is the specific issue?
Yeah. What? No, is there,
All right,
or
so
unless,
we
unless
have
there's
like
more setup,
we have a
Lauren.
nightly routine.
Okay.
Now we have a nightly routine.
Okay.
Like I'm a baby, basically. And it's like I'm on board now because I sleep in the same bed as him. So like whether I want to or not, this is now my routine too.
Okay.
So instead of an alarm, we wake up to like a light machine that
Sure.
simulates a natural sunrise.
Oy.
love
Okay, I can't
this.
just wake up to like my phone alarm like a normal person.
I love
We
Dan's
only can get
face.
in the bed when we're tired. Like we can't watch a show together at night anymore.
Lauren, I'm going to tell you his information. I'm going to regurgitate it because the bed is just for sleeping. It's not for hanging out.
No.
Right.
Well,
I think I've heard the same podcast as my man Donnie. All right, so you can only get in bed. I hate to say it, I'm not going to be on your team here, but I am your friend. Okay, so
No, you have to be on my team.
Okay,
This
I'll be
is
on
so
your team.
important.
legally.
Okay, fine, I'm on your
You
team.
remember the
thank you.
deal.
Okay, so you can only be in bed to sleep.
Right.
Okay.
We have to have a humidifier on. We have to use a sound machine like
Yep.
a baby.
And
Wow.
like a
And then, but
baby.
the
So
most
you
recent
had to
addition.
get
Twice she
you
called
had-
him a
yeah,
baby.
You had to
Gareth.
get a power strip. You made that
Yeah.
that move at some point. It was like, honey, there
We're
are not
only-
enough outlets for
we're-
this.
Right. We're only breathing through our nose now when we sleep. We
What?
can't breathe
How
through
can
our
you even
mouth.
control that?
They have mouth guards,
Well,
but I don't
there's
think
ways.
Don's going to go that
Let me
far.
tell you.
But the worst part is, I didn't even tell you the worst part.
Okay.
The latest addition to the sleep game is now he sleeps with like a satin black like sleep mask over his face,
Oh man.
Hey, Lauren.
which is like
Lauren,
really unattractive.
Lauren,
Well,
again,
Yes.
I'm on your team.
I'm on your team too. The sleep.
No,
I
but
use something called a sleep
I got
crown.
the mask.
I got a sleep crown.
But we're with you.
Yeah.
But you're talking to two guys. He's got a crown. I got a mask. And
Oh God.
because
I know.
blocking out the light is so important. But
We'll
you
still
continue.
solve your problem, but yeah, keep going.
Okay, so he's now wearing a very unattractive mask. Okay.
Yes. And then if he has to ask me a question
Gotta take the
after
mask
he's
off.
already put it on, he just like brushes the sleep mask over his head and wears it like a headband. And that's even
Oh,
worse.
that's not a good look.
You
yeah.
are very funny,
No.
Lauren. Yeah, I get it.
Thank you.
You're a winner.
And we
Okay.
have blackout curtains too. So it's like,
Alright.
what's the point?
So, quick
really?
question: is there anything else, or is this now the kind of setup? Is the question, what do I do now?
I mean, this is a setup. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
any one of these things are fine, but
Yes.
all of it
It's
together
too
is just
much.
too much. And I don't want this to be like his personality, like,
Yeah, I
which
get
it's
it.
really becoming.
Yeah,
How many hours a night is he sleeping?
at least 8.
He's trying to go to bed like 10 o'clock. I'm like more of a night bird, so I like to go to bed later. So this is the other issue. But like, yeah, he's trying to get like 8 hours,
What time's he waking up with a 10 p.m. bedtime?
6ish, 6:30.
like 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a natural rhythm.
Is he peeing in the night?
No, not at his age.
No,
Wow. We don't even know his age.
They got married at 18, Lauren. What do you-
44.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say he's 43,
No,
44
no,
years
we're
old.
44.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know
Yeah.
the game here.
Yeah, yeah.
Jake does sleep math. I think Jake might be Don, aka Dan.
Yeah. This. Hey, Lauren, is this my wife, Erin, calling in disguise?
Yeah.
Hey, sweetie,
No,
I'll
I
be home
promise.
soon, and yes, we're gonna get a lot of sleep because I'm really sleep deficit.
Well, I like you, Jake.
Yeah.
I am like would love to. This guy's setup is awesome.
Yeah.
I like it. Sleep is important, but so if you were to condense the problem down, the problem is essentially this man is obsessed with sleep.
And it's driving Lauren away from her partner. She does
Yeah.
not like. I mean, look, this is the same thing that happens when a friend goes through any sort of new phase. It's like if somebody all of a sudden becomes a vegan or a vegetarian, and you go like, or
Right.
get sober,
Yeah.
and you go like,
Right.
no, I'm
It's a
happy that you're sober,
Yeah.
but it would be
It
nice.
changes the
We're
dynamic.
meeting in a bar and you're drinking cranberry soda water. And I'm drinking a
Right.
double whiskey like a fucking booze hound. And now I'm slurring and you're not. So you're saying for
Right.
18 plus years, you guys were probably together for what, 3 years before you got married?
We even longer, like 5 years.
Okay. So you're saying, listen, Dan, we've been together forever. You're going through this new phase. Can I tell you really fast what I think's happening with Danimal?
Yes, please.
This is a 2024 midlife crisis.
Mm,
Back in the day, men at this age used to get ponytails,
Corvettes. Yeah.
Corvettes or Miatas when I was growing up,
Uh-huh.
and have affairs. You know what we're doing now? We're getting into longevity.
Yeah. We're drinking more water.
We're
We're,
dri-
trying to sleep
We're
more.
taking. You know what I take now for the
Supplements.
first time in my life?
Uh.
A handful of pills.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know what I'm thinking a lot
Juicing.
about? Juicing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a lot about like longevity,
Mhm.
sleep deficit.
Yeah.
Really?
Talking about your gait when you walk. It's a
So you're saying I
long,
should be
You're
silent
talking about
happy
year.
from the
that it could be
pelvis.
something
Yeah.
way worse.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm just. You
Well,
know what
Jake's
it is? I'm
just-
just setting up. I'm just getting in Dan's head first. Now, let me ask you a question. Can I get personal for a second?
Please.
Is part of it that it's less fun to want to have sex with a guy in bed with a baby machine and a little mask?
Yep.
And you're
When
saying,
he's got a
you're
head
going
mask,
like,
headband.
hey,
Honestly,
yes,
it is a real boner killer. I'll
yes.
tell
And
you.
guess what?
It
You're
is-
talking about
yeah.
being in your early 40s. This is time when right now for Lauren, she's going,
Yeah.
I might be interested in having my midlife crisis and having a 24-year-old stud with long blonde hair
Mhm.
throw me over his shoulder on a beach. But instead, I got
Right.
this 75-year-old geek in bed with me who's going back in time to being a damn baby, right? Because that's what he's doing.
He is. I mean, he's basically
No, you're
created
nailing
a
this.
womb.
I hear you, Lauren.
He's crawled
cra-
back into
Yes,
the womb.
you're
Now-
totally nailing this.
I've got a
And
question.
you said it
Yes.
without me having to say it. So,
So,
thank
but
you.
it's got. I mean, it takes us a second. But so now I've got a question for you, and it's neither here nor there. Gareth is a cat man. I'm a kid man. Different strokes, different folks. Did you guys have babies? Do you guys have kids?
Yes, we have 2 kids.
Okay, so you did go through the nightly routine, and I think what happens when you go through it is, because I'll tell you, I used to be a terrible sleeper, and watching my kids go through it, now I know how to do it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I copy
Right.
the room, the sound machine. So
you've gone through it. I'm assuming your kids aren't babies anymore.
They're not.
And now you've got a third baby,
Mm-hmm.
the man you married.
The one you're supposed to, your bang
Right.
baby.
So I think,
Exactly.
please don't call it bang baby. That is
Yeah.
not a title.
Legally, not a title.
So I think what we need to help pitch on, Lauren, and tell us if this is it. How do we take Danny away from being baby Danny boy, catching up on his sleep so that baby Danny can grow into be a big boy and turn him back into Danimal the fuck machine?
Again, it's Don, maybe.
Yes.
But
Yes, that's what she wants.
the thing is that
This is actually it.
This is it.
sleep-
Okay, good.
His sleep has declared terrorism on everything else. His sleep has taken the
Yes.
reins, and he's not thinking about the collateral damage.
Yes. Ooh,
Because
I have
this
a
is
pitch.
it is a healthy move.
Yes, it is.
So but he's thinking healthy, and it's turning into a selfish move. And so we need to kind of figure out a way to make him either realize that you're suffering a little bit under this,
I got a
or at
pitch.
least find a way for you to enjoy this routine outside of him. Go. I have some too.
So here's my first
Okay.
pitch. You know, after a great session, Lauren, when you and the Dan man just get after it,
Mm-hmm. When you do it
just
Danny
in terms
style.
of like stereotypes, right? After a great roll around the fucking hay, as stereotypes go, the woman gets chatty
Mm-hmm.
and the gentleman passes out.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
my advice is he is using
Hmm.
the only tool he thinks he has now, and that is he knows how to put babies to sleep. But Lauren, you know how to put men to sleep.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. That's a good
That is
pitch.
good.
Take off the fucking sound machine and the baby boy mask, throw on some lingerie, and remind him that you guys are two wild animals in the kingdom. And after a hump session, the king needs to pass out while the queen goes, "You fell for my trap. I'm turning off the goddamn sound machine, and I'm not waking up to a stupid light."
I think. Are you Are you suggesting that the banging is going like you can bang him as a sleep aid? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying? Yeah.
bang him to sleep.
I think that's pretty good.
Well, after that, then he
Yes.
didn't do his routine, and in the
Yes.
morning when he goes like, "I slept great,"
Yeah,
you go,
it's like, 'cause
"Yeah,
I'm-
maybe it's because we didn't
Yeah.
have like a sound machine on, a humidifier like we're goddamn babies,
I like
and you didn't
that.
have your mask on." I'm not mad at
This is
the
good.
blackout curtains, but I don't need them over your face.
I like that. I think that's
Exactly.
good.
This is
And-
good.
Okay.
So the other thing I'm thinking is like, okay, let me ask you this, and I don't want to get too personal, but does he know that you have a vibrator if you do?
Does he know?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Not currently.
Okay. It might be a good idea to spur this conversation on
I don't know where you're going, truly.
for Dan to find your vibrator.
Huh.
And when he finds
Okay.
your vibrator, he's like, "What the hell?" And you're like, "Oh, sorry." And that can make you be like, "Well, you just go to bed so goddamn early that, I had to bring a third in. I had to like AI it up a
Wow.
little bit.
So your pitch is create
A little
an
bit of shame.
AI 3.
Yeah, this could
Interesting.
maybe spur you to be like, look, you're going to bed. You're like, so the only thing you focus on in the bedroom now is going to sleep. So I brought in a tool.
What do you think of that? Top of your head, Lauren.
Okay. That's interesting. I'm leaning more towards Jake's,
Okay.
but the only problem is sometimes like I'll be doing my skincare routine, whatever, and then
Sure.
all of a sudden before I know it, the mask is on.
Agreed.
Like he's real fast with everything.
Of course he is, because
So like
he's
it
got
has to be something I got to get in fast.
He's got to get to his natural sleep rhythm, and he's trying to find it because it's been offset.
The
So-
mask is so funny to be like, God, it's like he's Batman.
So
Just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I got another pitch
And it's
for
like
you.
jarring.
Yeah, I believe that. I got
Yeah.
another pitch for you, Lauren.
Okay.
And this is a little bit more of a Garf type pitch, but you might like it.
Okay.
I think you might need to out baby the baby.
I like that.
So right now, he's the baby and you're the mad mom. So
Mhm.
being the baby when your partner's the mom, wonderful. When I'm really annoying my wife and I'm doing something and she's just reacting with like, ugh, fun, like she hates when I
Ooh.
whistle, she'll go like, "Do you always make sounds?"
Who whistles?
Me, constantly. And-
I
and
feel like that stopped. I feel like the
That's- so
iPhone
did
got
she.
rid of whistling.
So did she. She also feels like she goes, sounds just come out of my body when the kids are gone, and she'll be like, "Why are you constantly making sounds?" And I don't know I'm doing it. But because her role is the annoyed regular lady and I'm the baby boy who's whistling and making sounds, I don't stop. But you know what she started doing that really annoys me? If I'm whistling in the living room, I'll hear from the kitchen another whistle. And I'll be like, and then I'll hear, and I'll go like, what is there, a bird being murdered in the kitchen? Cool it. And then we both stop.
Right.
So one move you could do, he puts the mask on, you put on like a fucking retainer, you put on like, you put on a mask too, a new sound machine, double sound machine.
The issue there is he might be like, oh, great, we're teammates. Right. What if you go off of that? What if you now are obsessed with another version of health that affects him? Like you're on a you guys are doing you're now into juicing, or there's no eating during the day, or you want to be keto, or you're starting to run, and you kind of have to drag him into that world. And when that starts to wear on him a little bit, you point out the one-to-one where you're going, well, you see, you did the sleep thing, and that kind of dragged me into your world, and I had to go kicking and screaming.
Question for you, Lauren, on this, just to get back to you for a second. Because we're pushing you towards the idea of either bang him to bed, which is that going to work 7 nights a week? I mean, sure, in fantasy world.
Yeah, he doesn't have
If
that.
you guys lived in Pornhub.
Yeah, he doesn't have that.
But in reality, he doesn't.
Right. No, he doesn't have that. 18 years, he's got a sleep mask? You're asking him to bang 7 nights a week?
He ain't that guy.
He's going to need a second dick.
Yeah, he ain't that guy.
Yeah, that seems like not the
And
likely
so what'll
answer.
happen is you'll have a
He's
great
good for
night.
3 max.
Yeah. Not bad. God bless him. So what'll happen in that is you'll have a great night where you guys will bang. It'll be really fun. He'll go to bed, and the next night he'll be like, I slept like a baby. And then you'll hear, mask the works. 2, the vibrator routine. I get it, but also no shame in the vibrators game.
No.
So like maybe he'll see it and go like, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
3, out baby the baby. Gareth is right. He might like it, but that's what I also feel about the possible, like if you do a new health phase that affects him. So here's my question to you, and this is why it's a tricky one. We've had somebody call in where like a woman's husband wanted to like build a barn and hold circus in there. That's goofy.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's easy. Like you can't do a family circus. The problem with what Dan's doing is it is good for him.
Yeah.
So when we're saying this, Lauren, we need a little bit more from you. What is the deal breaker? Because what you said earlier is it's not 1 or 2 of the things. It's all of the things. So is it the mask?
The deal breaker, it's the mask.
Okay.
And it makes you feel he's unattractive with this look.
Yeah, it reminds me of like something a teenage girl would wear.
Yes.
It's just not.
Very cucumber over the eyes.
Yeah. So here's what I think we need to then do. We need to go back to our earlier pitches, but be specific. It's just to get rid of the mask. So I think there's a world where we turn this into a negative, into a positive, and you just court him. And all of a sudden he's like, what are you doing, Lauren, tonight? And you're like, yeah, your face is very attractive. You're a sexy guy. And I don't know, you're going through a phase and I'm into it. And he's like, great. He puts the mask on afterwards and you go, boner killer. Every time he puts the mask on, what if you just say out loud, boner killer?
Yeah,
what if you shame?
What if you put it on the mask?
Boner killer.
Oh my God, I have the mask embroidered?
Yes.
Ooh.
So that he's making a decision.
That's really good.
I think it's kind of breadcrumbing death by 1,000 cuts.
I think this is right.
Because I think it is hard, but I'm like, if you have blackout curtains, it should be effective. So I think it is highlighting that this thing to you is fucking gross.
I have a bad idea.
Okay.
That might work. Because I like the idea of the embroider of the mask. I like the idea of 1,000 cuts. But what we're trying to get away from now, because even the sex with him and then he takes it off, his sleep's a priority.
Yes.
But he's creating a vulnerability, Lauren, if this is war. He's closing his eyes. So you could download on your phone a fart app. And what if as soon as he puts the mask on, you make a fart sound? Because you know what he's got to do? Take off the mask and go, what was that? And you go, it was my app. And he goes, don't do that. And then you're like, don't do what? He puts it down. Then you make the sound of a lion roar. Roar. And he goes, stop. And you go, Well, you're sitting here in a mask, baby boy. I'm just playing on my phone.
Yeah.
So you're constantly or he puts it off and you go, hey, one more thing. And then he swipes it up. And you're making that mask seem to be the most ridiculous thing on planet Earth. Or you start wearing a mask during the day around him.
Yeah, but when you go to bed, you put on like a Ronald Reagan mask or something to be like, no, we're both just doing our new thing.
Let's just do masks.
That's interesting.
A mask during the day you like.
Or like I wear them, like I just all of a sudden don't say anything and then we're ready for bed and then I put on like a really stupid mask, like a Ronald Reagan mask.
Yes.
Yeah, either way.
The highlight.
But here's the problem with that. Then all of a sudden he has to put his mask on, he won't see it.
I know. It's going to be hard also because like we're saying, his sleep is a priority.
How about this?
Right.
I think, Lauren, we might have to cut to the chase here on this one.
Yeah.
Do it.
I think as a 44-year-old man, I'm only 45. I'm dancing the same way. Gareth is 29, so he can't quite relate.
Still get pimples.
So fast with that one. I think we've got to go to a classic here. And I think you've got to sit him down and say, I love you, but I can't continue having sex with a man who wears a sleep mask. You have a decision to make. Mask?
Okay.
Or
ass.
Sexual mask or ass?
But I also, may I put on the Jake Johnson mask for a second and suggest that if you're comfortable with it, we can do it here.
Ooh.
We can talk to him as men of his age who understand where he's at, who value sleep.
I think this is right.
And we can talk to him and try to talk him out of the mask
and
on
Lauren,
your behalf.
what we will say on
It's a
your
mask
but
ask.
here, I have to warn you.
You're going to turn on me.
I think I'm going to fuck it. But you might, Lauren.
No, but
you have to stay on the call.
I'll have your back, Lauren.
If you stay on the call, Lauren, then we have a chance. But what we are pitching is mask or ass.
Yep.
And I think for you, here's what we need to do. We need to, his arbitrary new sleep things based off a podcast. How about this? This is also a podcast, and it's also a health podcast. You know, it's important for men, and this is true. If you don't ejaculate enough, you're a higher risk of prostate cancer.
That's right.
So you tell him, I'm cutting that off. So no, you're no longer sleep deficit. You're also ass deficit.
Yeah.
You're going to get prostate cancer, you geek.
I think that's the way to do it. And I must warn you, on that call, at some point, I probably will suggest that he bang you in the mask.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Just to sort of
I'm not gonna
blur
love
all
she
lines.
wears the mask.
No, he wears the mask while banging, and maybe we're fetishizing the mask, and maybe it's some sort of shock therapy into, now I am okay with the mask. I can tell by Jake's bottom lip, that's not going to go well, but we'll put a pin in that until then.
Hold on, slow down. I don't know if that's wrong.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think of the idea of using the mask as a sex mask?
Like a Zorro, but without eye holes.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I think of it so differently.
Yeah,
it
understood.
would really take a lot.
It would take a lot.
I'm not even pitching that yet. That's for the second call.
So then, Lauren, how about this? Just to go to you before we wrap this up, what do you think about, here's where we've kind of pitched. Bang them to bed, add a vibrator into the mix, out baby the baby, get into a new health thing, embroider something funny on the mask that shames him, keep stealing the mask and replacing it with like a baby's mask. You could also just hide the mask.
Yep.
Where you can never find the mask, and then years later you can go
He has backups.
Yeah, take them all.
That's tough.
It's dark. It's weird. Then the other one is you could say
Cut eye holes into him.
You could cut eye holes into. By the way, Lauren, that's Gareth. You nailed it. Here's what I'm going to pitch on that.
That's
hey,
a
Lauren,
great one.
how do you get a baby to stop using a binky?
Oh my God.
You throw it out.
So that's what you did with your kids, huh? You just threw them out, and guess what? Did they get over it?
Why? What's the...
Yeah. Well, the other trick is we used to cut holes in it so
Yeah.
it loses the suction.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
time,
I
Lauren. It's time to start treating Dan like you treated your kids.
Yeah.
You see that mask? You throw it out.
Yeah.
If not, you cut holes in it.
It's a mask war.
Like, I love I love cutting holes in it. I
Cutting
love
holes
that.
is
idea.
so
Imagine cutting
funny.
holes. That is Zorro.
And then you do what you do with kids. Look, we lie to children, right? We tell them about certain things that aren't reality.
Yeah.
And it's okay because we love them. You can do that here. It's because you love them. So you
don't
cut
know.
holes in the mask
Right.
and he goes, the fuck? And you go, what?
What? Someone,
I think this
What'd
might be
you
a winner.
do?
I think this
Yeah,
might
what
be
did
a
you do?
winner.
Yeah.
I think you throw them out and you cut holes in them until he finally goes, "What are you doing with my masks?" And at that point, you say, "Mask or ass."
and we can do that on the show.
And then we can do that one on the show.
Perfect. I'm so in.
So you're going to start throwing them out and cutting them?
I'm going to cut them. I think that's
Cutting
way
love
better.
them is
Yeah,
Will
just
I
you
wanna
do
cut
us
them.
a favor? And will you take
Yeah.
photos of how you cut them? And so we can have
Oh,
visuals
absolutely.
of them. And then it might solve the problem. If it doesn't, we go to mask or ass and we do that as a team. And now that you're cutting them, I'm going to stay on your team.
Yeah. The cutting is
Thank you.
It's so
Okay, good.
bold.
exciting.
It's so crazy.
The cutting is exciting. Cutting, I
It's
also
really
I'm really
wild
excited.
stuff,
It's
Lauren.
The Dark Knight
I
Slumbers.
can't believe I haven't thought of this. I love it.
Yeah, that's a great pitch. Lauren, thank you for the call. We're on your
Appreciate it.
team. This is a fun one.
Good luck. Tell Don.
Thank you so much.
Tell Don bye.
Bye-bye.
Tell him
I will.
This episode of We're Here to Help is brought to you by Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues, your ally to help tackle your allergy symptoms this season, Garf man.
Yeah, that's right, Jake. You get allergies. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, it's one of the. I love spring and string. Do you like both?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually will say a lot of times I get a red nose. I look like the kid in the Kleenex commercials.
Here's the bottom line about Kleenex, and this is an easy one.
Go.
Everybody refers to every
what you
brand of
want.
Kleenex as Kleenex
Yeah.
because this is the best brand.
Yes.
So if you have allergies, which I do, these are hyper allergenic. They're allergist approved. They're not like, don't use rough toilet paper on your face.
Yes.
Just go get Kleenex.
We genuinely, when we were using them, we were like, "Why?
These are
This
nice.
is so soft."
Yeah, get the box.
Yeah,
Do
get
the
Kleenex.
If you're
Yeah.
gonna do it,
This should be their campaign slogan.
just get the Kleenex.
So they are the soft tissues, the
Yes.
Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues, like you said, are hypoallergenic. They're allergist approved.
So listen, for this allergy season, grab Kleenex and face allergies head on.
Just get the Kleenex.
This episode is brought to you by a company that we both use a lot.
Yes.
And that is DoorDash.
Yes. DoorDash, very helpful.
It's
on
a
the road.
lifesaver.
It is.
It's a lifesaver at home.
Yeah, with kids, I'm sure. I'm my own kid.
I'm a big
But hotel
DoorDash.
life, a DoorDash comes in very handy.
Hotel life DoorDash has changed because you don't have to order from downstairs.
No.
And you don't have to leave the room.
No.
When I realized you could do it in a hotel and get it in the lobby,
Yes. Yeah. Way better.
significant
Yes.
change.
Yes.
So DoorDash is something we are very excited about, and we have a Mother's Day special
Yes.
with DoorDash. So get all your Mother's Day's gifts in one place. Get 50% off on your next order, up to $15 when you spend $15 or more on your next flour, convenience, grocery, or retail order now with the code Gil Sent Me. So if you're going to do it, which you're going to do it, you got to get your mom something. Use DoorDash and use this code Gil Sent Me. All money goes to Gilly Bean, and
That's
he
right,
needs
Jake.
it. Hey, there he is.
Hey, that's right. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm going to be Gil Buchanan, 1s and 2s, 68 and Balby. I will be sending Rita, my lovely mother, 94 years old,
Wow.
a bunch of flowers from DoorDash. This
And what's the code you're going to use?
Well, you're going to use Gil Sent Me because, God bless you, I did. Gil Sent Me.
So remember, 50% off if you use the code Gil Sent Me to buy your mother flowers, some sort of convenience or grocery or retail now. You can also use DoorDash for any meal. That is DoorDash.com/
Gil Sent Me.
terms apply.
Hello.
Garfy, will you start us?
Yeah, absolutely. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Now, let me tell you, I speak with great confidence that whatever your problem is, we're going to solve it. Welcome to We're Here to Help.
Olivia.
I think
Especially
she-
Olivia.
No. That she's working under the umbrella of We're Here
Rachel,
to
this
Help
one's
right now.
yours. This one's
You
yours.
don't
Rachel,
do not want to give it to
Rachel,
me.
you're going to make a call no matter what. This ends in a phone call on speakerphone. You're on with Jake Johnson, Gareth Reynolds, Olivia Allen, Rachel Bilson from the hit podcast, The Broad Ideas. Listen, we are going to solve this problem. What is your name, age, where are you calling from, and what's going on?
All right. Well, my name is Sarah. I'm 24, and I'm from Pennsylvania, but I'm actually calling from Bali right now.
Whoa.
Oh, Bali.
Yeah,
Congrats
I've
on
just
that, I
been
guess.
bouncing around.
Okay, so we get it.
Yeah,
Things
I
are
just-
good, Sarah. You've got
Yeah.
one of those, life that you're
Yeah,
bohemian.
we get
You're
it.
having fun.
Living out of a van, posting on Instagram.
Yeah, fine. Some of us are eating in our cars a lot. Anyway, congratulations on that. What is going on?
Well, I'm calling because ever since I met this guy at a college club about like 2 years ago, he's been insistent on doing things like sending me food when I'm hungover or giving me like $200 worth of weed a week or sending me money for like random things. Like if
Hold
if I
on,
was, like,
hold
sick,
on, Sarah.
he'd
You
give
got
me,
to,
like,
Sarah, you got to stop. You said giving $200 worth of weed. Olivia jumped up her seat, pointed to Rachel, made the money sign and pointed at her. What is that?
What was that?
Rachel, please, you try to answer. You said
weed?
you've known. Hold on, not you, Sarah.
She's like, remember when you stored all that weed?
What is that?
And when you used to deal drugs?
But-
No, what it was is it's going to go into what we were talking about, and it's
About men paying for
yes,
keeping women?
and how do
Huh?
we feel about trades and money for whatever
Favors?
Go on.
Okay.
Wait,
We'll get there.
hold on. This is too hard of a turn to say we'll get there. You're talking about men
Paying
like
for
sugar daddies.
Sort of
Or
incentivizing
prostitutes.
a relationship of some sort.
or in
Or
marriage.
bartering.
Sure.
I never like, that's the thing. I've
See?
only like hung out with him twice for
Okay.
like
Whoa.
30 minutes and I barely talk to him during
So-
it. It's interesting.
So you met this guy 2 times for 30 minutes, and now he's just kind of showering
Yeah.
you with gifts and things like that.
Huh.
I like it.
Yeah. And
I love it. If it
Yeah,
was me,
and
I'd
I mean,
Now
love
I
it.
know why
have
you're in
a-
fucking Bali.
Are you just calling to brag?
Yeah. How many guys you got like this? The rest of us have jobs.
Oh.
All right, so keep going,
Well,
Sarah.
well, it starts to get weird because like,
Starts to.
I mean, I have a twin sister and this has not happened with her.
Identical or
um,
fraternal?
Is this an M. Night Shyamalan movie?
Identical or
I mean,
fraternal?
it would be a good plot. We
Sarah-
actually don't know. We never got tested.
You never got tested
Well,
for
do you
identical
look
fraternal?
like-
What do people
Hold
think
on.
when they see you? Like,
No.
hey, you look the same? Or
No.
are they like, wow, you're different?
And now I'm questioning the reality
Okay.
of this call. You have a twin fucking sister and you
It's
don't know
like-
if she's identical to you?
You know, like May and Kate actually are fraternal. They look alike, but we're, it's like 50-50.
They're
Like some
fraternal?
people think that we
So-
look exactly alike.
Sorry.
And
No,
yeah,
Mary
some
Kate and
people
Ashley
think we
are
look nothing
identical.
alike.
Mary, let me tell you a little something. And I've been in this business for a while. They
Are
play
they?
Michelle Tanner. Yes. And they are the
play the
same
same
I
person.
know,
person.
that's why it's,
Wait, what?
Do you know? Do you guys know
I've
what the
always-
difference between identical and fraternal is?
I
Please-
thought I did.
Yeah, please
Well,
enlighten us.
It's either from 2 eggs or 1.
oh,
Sarah, do you send yourself $200 a month of weed and then forget you do it? Are you in Bali? Are you in your parents' basement? Are we talking to a fucking maniac is my question. What world is real here,
is
Sarah?
it-
Okay.
I
so-
wish I had enough money to do that.
Okay, so walk us back to reality. You
Um,
might be identical. You might be fraternal. There's a guy who sends you $200. You met him twice for 30 minutes. Did you have sex with him?
Hello.
Walk us through the first gift you got.
It was like at my apartment and he just like sent me, he was like, are you hungover? And I was like, I guess. And he just like sent me a bunch of pizza and like $50 for like Pedialyte and like ibuprofen and stuff.
I
Weird.
like it.
On like Apple
let's-
Can I
Pay.
have his number?
Yeah.
Yes. Is he available? Will he go my way? Well, let's give this guy a name. What should we call this guy?
Yeah.
What should we call this man?
Let's go with Will.
Wait, was your sister at the same party where you first
Yeah,
met
what does this
guy?
have to do with your sister?
Yeah. Just weird because like we look exactly alike. She met him first and he was kind of like just talking to her at first and then it just kind of did 180, went to me. Just
Okay.
weird to me.
Sure.
But it's just getting weird because he's like stayed in touch recently and he's just been like sending me random money. And even if I don't text back, he'll send me like 10 texts in a row. And he recently asked me for feet pics
Okay. Here we go.
and
Okay.
then started
We're like,
then
no.
started telling me,
Now
and I
it's-
barely talked to this man in like a year,
Okay.
and he told me about how much, like, how important I've been for like his years,
Boy.
Okay.
and yeah, it's just starting to get weird, and like he keeps telling me that he's not like interested in me or anything, but then he like sent me honey from like Greece and like all these random like
I've done that for
weird
foot
gifts.
pics. I mean, that's
And
Really quickly, before we start, ladies, what's your initial take on this? Where are you guys at?
I want to know if your sister, are you guys in constant contact? Like, is she receiving anything from this guy, or is it just you?
no, he hasn't like never messaged her about anything at all.
And your question now, Sarah, is now that he's specific, now that you know there's a price tag to this money, and that is nobody just gives money and gifts from the goodness of their own heart. Jump in.
Okay, here's what I would say.
Fine, no man gives a woman who's 24 traveling around and says like, do you want some honey from Greece? What do I want back? Nothing.
You know
I want
what?
you to enjoy the weed.
I've learned a lot about this subject recently, and there are a lot of men. I don't know any women who do this, but there's probably women too. Actually, I know a woman who does this. Their act of service is through money, is through giving. It gives them a sense of purpose. It makes them feel worthy. It makes them feel all these feelings that they're striving to feel in their life, right? So my advice would be to set a boundary and be like, hey, I have greatly appreciated the weed, the money, all of it. I love it. I enjoy it. It brings me so much happiness. However, I am not comfortable sending pictures, unless you are, of my feet. Here's my boundaries, blah, 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 blah. If he decides, cool, that's fine, I'm going to continue to send you this, you may be helping him because he may be very purposeless and he may need to be gifting someone something so that he feels valued.
I don't buy this one.
Go ahead, Jake. Jake Johnson, rebuttal.
Thank you very much for your time. The only thing that I don't buy about that is I think if somebody gives you money, there's a price to everything. So the idea of I'm helping him by taking his gifts, look, I like that spin, but that doesn't feel like I'm on planet Earth.
Can I just say?
Please.
Yeah.
If he wants pictures of your feet and you're happy getting all this money and this weed, why not just do it?
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I agree.
I mean, you don't have to see the guy. You don't have to talk to the guy.
I don't
You've seen
hate
him
it.
twice.
But it's
for a half hour.
$20,000.
Not even on the same
Yes.
couch.
By the way, it could be your sister's feet if you wanted to.
Yes. And guess what?
It could be anybody's feet.
It
And
could
they
be
might
Google
look
It could be
feet.
your feet.
And listen, if you want pictures of my feet,
Yes. No,
I'm willing to.
Sarah, I got advice from the three of us and maybe now Olivia. Here's what I say you do. I say you go to somebody you meet in Bali and you say, I'll give you $100 if I can take photos of your feet. I'm sending it to some creep who sends me money for weed. And if you let me take photos of your feet, I'll give you 10 joints. And any of those women will go, sure.
Sure.
Or men. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Maybe you got gnarly toes.
Sarah, what do you think about that? Let's go the Rachel Bilson approach, and that is if you send her money
The Rachel
and then
Bilson
ask
technique, we
for
call it.
photos, she will send those photos.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
She's trying to get me to sell my feet.
I am.
Yeah.
People want her feet.
I'm getting a lot of offers.
Are you?
Yes.
And what's your thought on that?
Why?
She's entertaining it.
Are you entertaining? Hold on.
I'm not. I can't.
Start an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So
her husband's entertaining.
Walk through
He's
what's
like, why
happening.
not?
So people are contacting you guys because of the podcast, and they're saying we really want to see your feet.
She has really pretty feet.
No. We had Amelia Hartford on, who's a race car driver.
Now everything's about these fucking feet. I'm
I
gonna rip
know.
these boots off.
Jake's like, look, I'd like to make an offer on your right.
How much?
It's like up in the thousands.
People are offering $1,000 to see
Over
the feet.
thousands.
And why are you saying no?
It feels a little weird.
It is a little weird.
It's a little weird.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah.
Everything's weird.
It does feel a
Planet
little
Earth
weird.
is weird. Going to a Thai restaurant and ordering food and getting it served to you is weird. But that costs
Remember
money.
Segways? It's a weird world.
The future of travel. Sarah, so what we're going to say here, and we got to get off, but
Just like this guy.
Just like, yeah.
is you got a good situation. You got a money train. Go with what Rachel would do, and that is
What would Rachel do? It's the Rachel Bilson
she
technique.
would
We've labeled
snap
it
the
that.
pics and she would send them.
She would.
At
But-
24 in Bali, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, if it's helping you out and it exchanges foot, but don't be afraid to draw the line at some point and just be like,
Yes,
hey,
yes.
listen, this got
Yes.
a little weird, a little
Agreed.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I'm jumping ship.
But the feet is different. If it's
Yeah.
feet and no face, you're just talking about a pair
It's
of
not
feet.
full frontal, people.
Agreed. You
Yes.
can find a lot of feet
Full
in Bali.
frontal foot.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you for the call.
Good luck out there.
There's a lot of feet. Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Thank you guys for watching us on YouTube. Please
Like and subscribe so you don't miss any of this quality content.
ring, ring.
Here to help. Go ahead.
Cut.
That was a headgum podcast.